All right, what is going on, everyone? It's Young Link Jr. Have some exciting news. So the minimum wage, at least 26 states are going to raise their minimum wage from 7.25 an hour, which was the federal minimum wage, up to $15 an hour. Now you have cities like West Hollywood and California. They're actually moving it up from $17.64 an hour, and that's actually the highest in the country. And it was pretty much just understandable because in the state of California, I mean, gas prices is like $5 to $6. I mean, the cost of living is extremely high. Even if you want to get like a home for like 2-3 bedroom apartment, you're gonna at least be spending about $600,000. That's how much the house is gonna be worth. And then the average rent is like $2,500 or more. You got states like New York and New York City, man, at $15 an hour. But I know like in the southern states, it's still some of it's like 7.25 an hour to 8.50. But I didn't know this too because Puerto Rico is part of the United States, territory. Their actually minimum wage was 7.25. Now it's up to 8.50 an hour. And Colonel, Bernie Sanders, right? One of Senator Bernie Sanders from Vermont, he actually was a champion, and he was very critical, especially when he was running for president in 2016. He was very critical about this businesses starving the American people. Like, why don't we have? Why do a lot of Americans have a starvation wage? Like, seriously, they're making like way below $15 an hour, and $15 an hour is just barely making it. I mean, I stated this before. I mean, in Michigan, in the Midwest, it depends where you want to live, but I mean, the average rent is like $600-700, man. I mean, you gotta, it's really hard to make it with $10 an hour unless you have a roommate or you living with somebody, man, like a guardian or somebody. But it's very difficult, trust me. And then you get 25 cents for a raise, and like, and this is why I was stating that it's important to actually know about money habits and getting a little bit better with that, like investing 10% of your paycheck into some type of savings account or a bond or stocks, get into investing. But the thing is too, you got to factor in, like, if you got a vehicle, you need transportation to get there, gas, that adds up. You need health insurance. Especially if your jobs, a lot of these low wage jobs don't provide health benefits. Okay, so you got to pay for that unless you're going to pay more in taxes. It's a lot that struggles with the American people. And I'm a huge advocate of $15 an hour. Now, people want to argue and may say like, oh, well, okay, what about, if all the states and 49 states actually within this year supposed to be on board, okay? That's what Congress is pushing, because President Joe Biden signed an executive order, to raise the minimum wage up to $15 an hour. But the thing is, according to the relief bill, 221, but inflation is going to grow up, so say like in McDonald's, instead of you getting something like a burger for $3 or $4, now it's going to be like $7-8, because they need to make that much amount of money for the product in order to pay their workers, for something that's, I guess, minuscule, or something that, doesn't require a high level of training. But at the same time, though, as regular Americans, it's still important to that for everyone to at least have an opportunity to live on their own, or to have a shelter. I'm not saying everyone got to live in the nicest neighborhoods. It could be the ghetto. You got to at least have a place to stay, and I feel like it should be no reason why people, unless you chose to live out on the streets, But the thing is that, with this minimum wage, I think it should, be 15. Now, it should be more, like 20 an hour. But at the end of the day, you look at it. It was this Twitter page, this Twitter group that called Fight for 15, and they talking about like advocating for $15 an hour. All these states need to be on board. But according right now, to the statistics right now and current, today, we have at least 21 states and 35 counties on board right now trying to raise the minimum wage, raising the minimum wage actually to $15 an hour. So hopefully all the other states will follow suit on that. So I just thought that was really huge, because I was going to go live and talk about that, but I'm a huge advocate on that. I believe every American should have the ability to work and live, man. And then too, they can use that money, and it'll actually eliminate a lot of stress for people to go ahead and, try to, go to school and get something better, at the end of the day, man. So that's all I really have to say. Even if you have a lack of job skill, if you're working, at least you are entitled to have a livable wage, So, and I think that would create a lot of motivational workers. They like, wow, I actually make enough money to take care of my family, take care of myself. I can take care of myself with this type of salary. And also, too, I think that would actually bring up the family structure, too. you know, in so many ways. And then people will actually be at home a lot more with their kids. They don't have to be forcefully to work 2 or 3 jobs, you know, just to make ends meet. But that's all I really have to say. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if you guys agree with the minimum wage, or you think it's like all BS, or you think it's going to turn our country for the worse. But I think it's a great direction, you know. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I appreciate you guys, man. Happy New Year. I'm out. Deuces.